Hey guys, this is Eric, Prairie Hill Farms. It's Saturday. I just wanted to take a minute though, and you know, right now in the deep south, it's 100+ degrees. Won't hardly anything grow out there. You know, but needless to say, as far as your food goes, last weekend we dispatched a pig and cut it up and all and put it in the freezer. I do have facilities that are refrigerated that a friend of mine lets me use. Y'all have heard me talk about that before. And so we were able to do that, and we also butchered or processed about 22 roosters last week. I'll get my daughter to walk back there with us in a minute. I think I've done 12 quarts of canned chicken, some boneless, some bone-in, and about 16 quarts of chicken broth that we processed out of those. And but today I had a couple of bags that I just stuck in the refrigerator of the lard. I think I have some more off that pig. The pig weighed 245 on the hoof. And but I just wanted to show you, you know, here I've been working on it maybe an hour, but I'm almost through with I had a 2-gallon Ziploc bag full of fat, and I had maybe a half-a-gallon bag of the leaf lard, and that's these 3 jars right here. I done rendered the leaf lard down, and as you can see, I'm working on the back fat and all. Now I have 2. She'll come over here and show you. I have 2 skillets going with the lard, and you just keep it on low, and I just let it cook real slow, and they call it render my lard out. And you know, a lot of people say, man, that you waste all that time doing that, Eric. And I had my daughter look up something at Walmart. I'll get her to zoom in on that. I believe it's a 7-pound container. Yes, it's a 7-pound container of lard, and
all natural.
All natural. And so I don't know if you notice that price right there, but it's $39.99. And so this is what I thought might be somewhat comparable in price and quality of what I'm actually producing, which this leaf lard would sell for more than that, I'm sure.
What exactly is leaf lard, Daddy?
Okay, well, the leaf lard, if you're not familiar with that, is the kidney fat. But it's the mildest flavored of the fat. The back fat, I have a little stronger taste to it. The kidney fat's really mild, and so it has very little odor or, you know, taste to it, and therefore it's really good to use in like pastries, biscuit making and stuff. That's what most people will save their leaf lard to make pie crust with, because it's an excellent pastry, you know, used to make pastry with. And so I kept it separate this time. It's the first time I've done it. I usually just throw it all in a big pot and cook it down or render it down. But I got, let's see, I got a gallon there, right? Yeah, that's a gallon. And this is 7 pounds. 7 pounds, and I'm thinking a quart is 2 pounds. So I think I got 8 pounds right here. So in other words, right here, I got $40 worth if you bought it in the store. And over here, I should have that much more. So actually, and I think I got one more bag in the freezer. So think about that for a minute. In about 2 hours time, I have made $100 worth of oil that we can use. It's excellent to fry stuff in, cook with, and it's one of the healthiest, regardless of what anybody else might tell you. You can do the research, but it's one of the healthiest oils you can cook with. These pigs have been raised on the ground and done a lot of rooting. Just a much healthier product than pretty much anything you can buy in the store. I'm not knocking what you buy in the store, but I'm just talking about what you can actually produce yourself. But so anyway, long story short, just wanted to share with you. You know, I'm just taking a couple of hours out of my Saturday, and I had time. It's hot outside. Really didn't want to be out there doing too much, so I come in here, cooking out some grease, and should have around $100 worth of oil when I get through with it, and just a really good, healthy grease. It's just something else you can do along the canning lines, which I'm not actually going to can this, but I put it in the jars hot, put the lids on it, put it on there tight, and they'll seal. And then you just want to store it in the house in a cool, dark place. And if you cook most of the water out of this, it will not spoil. It will not ruin. So, if I got a couple more, and I'm quite sure I have a couple more bags in the freezer. And so, I definitely should be able to produce enough oil for us for the year, off a couple of pigs. And so, we usually kill 3, 4, sometimes 5 pigs for our family, and a couple of cows a year, and a bunch of chickens.
I was going to say, that may be up now that we keep adding to the hill.
And, but, you can produce roughly, the pig weighed 245 pounds. Let me go over this with you just a minute. And roughly, had about, if you fed him out yourself, roughly I had about $500 worth of feed in that pig. And so he weighed 250, so basically I had $2 a pound in the pig. But when you consider all the meat I got, I had 50 pounds of excellent pan sausage. And that in and of itself, I don't know, we could look up Jimmy Dean or one of the higher quality sausages, and probably gonna run around $5 a pound,
Yeah.
And so 50 pounds of good sausage, that's $250, $100 worth of lard, $350. I mean, you can see the cost just diving, everything that you produce out of it. And that's not all the good bone-in pork chops, pork steaks, tenderized pork, and all that I cut out of it, which if you'd have just bought that at the store, you'd probably have $500 just in that. Then I have all this other stuff that I'm doing off. So I definitely think it's worth taking the time to produce your own stuff, your own meat, and go through and take the time, raise your own food. Like Greg over at Hall's Tools says, you got to get up off the couch and get out there and get after it. You got to do it. If you want to save that money. And I know my daughter was sharing with me earlier. She done a little grocery store trip, and I forget what item it was she was talking about, but she said last time she bought some, which maybe a month ago or two, this item she was talking about, I forget what it was, but she said it was like $12 then. She said it was like 16 now. And every item you look at is doing that. It's just
Common.
And it's with the different droughts and things that are happening with our food sources. Food is going to continue to climb. We're fixing to start in the deep south. I know a lot of other places up north that done started planting their fall crops and all. But it won't be too much longer and we'll be starting to put our fall crops in the ground down here in the south. And we live in South Alabama. And so just take the time. If you got some dirt, you know, I would deeply encourage you to raise you some food, because it's just getting higher and higher and higher. And but I just wanted to share this little video with you. I'm cooking out some lard, got some cracklings here. They're real tasty, and you know, make some cornbread with them, stuff like that in the south. Good old crackling cornbread in the oven. And but I'm gonna get these cooked out. I appreciate you watching. Remember, a simple life's a much more enjoyable life if you're not doing anything. And even if you have to maybe purchase some fat from somebody that raised a pig, you can cook this out and make your own grease probably for half the price that you would pay in the store. Again, I appreciate you watching. God bless you. Remember to like and subscribe. Share our videos. You know, I try to show tips and tricks, things we do to save money. And this day and time, it's well worth it. Appreciate you watching. God bless you.